Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." In the heart of South Africa, in the small village of Mvezo, a legend was born in the summer of 1918. His parents named him Rolihlahla, a name imbued with a potent meaning in Xhosa that translates to pulling the branch of a tree, or more colloquially, troublemaker. Little did they know how fitting this name would be. As a young boy, Rolihlahla Mandela was the first in his family to attend school, an opportunity that opened the doors to a world beyond the confines of Mvezo. Here, a teacher bestowed upon him the name Nelson, a common practice at the time to give African students English names. This early education, as rudimentary as it was, sparked in Nelson a thirst for knowledge and a yearning for equality. During these formative years, the seeds of rebellion were sown within him. He was a keen observer, absorbing the stark realities of the racial divide in South Africa. The unfairness, the prejudice, the blatant oppression of the black majority by the white minority deeply impacted young Mandela. The experiences of his youth, the lessons he learned and the injustices he witnessed all stirred a fire within him. A fire that would grow into a beacon of hope and resistance for millions. His early life was not without its hardships. Orphaned at a young age, he was adopted by the Thembu regent, Chief Jongintaba Dalindyebo, who recognized potential in the young boy and ensured he received a good education. These experiences shaped Mandela, instilling in him a strong sense of justice and a spirit of resilience that would guide him through the trials that lay ahead. And so the young Rolihlahla began his journey, unaware of the monumental path that lay ahead. Mandela's life took a pivotal turn during his university years. As a young man, Mandela found himself at the University College of Fort Hare, a beacon for African scholars from all over southern Africa. There he was exposed to a different world, one filled with intellectual debates and political discourse. He met fellow students who, like him, yearned for freedom and equality. It was here, amid the academic halls and fervent discussions, that the first sparks of resistance were kindled in Mandela. However, his time at the university was cut short. A clash with the university administration over student representation led to his expulsion. This was Mandela's first real taste of the consequences of standing up to authority. But rather than break him, it only served to strengthen his resolve. Upon his expulsion, Mandela moved to Johannesburg, a city that was a melting pot of cultures, ideas and most importantly, political ideologies. It was here that he got his first real exposure to the harsh realities of apartheid, the racial segregation and discrimination that was deeply rooted in South African society. In Johannesburg, Mandela was introduced to Walter Sisulu, a real estate agent and active member of the African National Congress, or ANC. Sisulu would become a mentor to Mandela, guiding him into the world of politics. Mandela soon became deeply involved in the ANC, dedicating himself to the fight against apartheid. What started as a spark at university had now become a roaring fire in Mandela's heart. He was not just a spectator anymore. He was now an active participant in the struggle for his people. He was ready to fight, ready to resist, ready to challenge the status quo. He knew the road ahead was fraught with danger and uncertainty, but he was undeterred. For Mandela, the fight for freedom was not just a choice, it was a necessity. Mandela, now fully engaged in the struggle for his people, was about to face his toughest battle yet. In the face of oppressive apartheid laws, Nelson Mandela stood tall. His belief in justice and equality, stronger than the chains of racial segregation, fueled his determination to resist. Mandela's struggle for freedom was not a solitary journey, but rather a collective fight that rallied the oppressed majority of South Africa. As the early 1950s dawned, Mandela found himself at the forefront of the Defiance campaign. This was a mass civil disobedience movement launched by the African National Congress, aiming to challenge and defy the unjust apartheid laws. Mandela, with his indomitable spirit, was instrumental in orchestrating this campaign, mobilizing the oppressed against the oppressors. The campaign, while met with stiff resistance and brutal crackdowns, was a significant step towards dismantling apartheid. It signaled the unwillingness of the oppressed to bow down, igniting a spark of resistance that would eventually engulf the entire nation. This spirit of resistance culminated in the drafting of the Freedom Charter in 1955. A pivotal document that Mandela played a key role in shaping. The Charter, a declaration of core principles, envisioned a South Africa free from racial discrimination, where all people lived in harmony, sharing the country's wealth. It was the embodiment of Mandela's dream, a dream of equality, unity, and freedom. However, the road to freedom was fraught with danger. In 1962, Mandela was arrested, accused of conspiring to overthrow the state. But even in the face of such adversity, Mandela's spirit remained unbroken. His words during the trial echoed his unwavering commitment. "I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society. It is an ideal for which I am prepared to die." His fight for freedom had a steep price, yet Mandela was undeterred. His arrest marked the beginning of a long period of incarceration, but it also marked the intensification of a struggle that would change the face of South Africa forever. Mandela's struggle for freedom, therefore, was not just a fight against apartheid, but a fight for the soul of a nation. Imprisoned but not defeated, Nelson Mandela became an emblem of resistance. Through the iron bars of his cell, Nelson Mandela looked out upon a world he could not touch, but his spirit soared above the confinement, and his resolve grew stronger. For 27 long years he was confined, a prisoner, but his spirit was free, his ideals were unshakable. His incarceration was harsh, the conditions severe. He was isolated on Robben Island, a place of punishment and banishment. Mandela was assigned the lowest prisoner classification, that of D group, which meant the least privileges and the hardest labor. But Mandela refused to let his spirit be broken. Every day he woke up in his small damp cell, number 46664, and faced the harsh reality of his situation. But instead of despair, he found strength. He found purpose. He found a way to keep his dream alive. His dream of a free and equal South Africa. Mandela continued his fight for freedom from behind bars. He refused to compromise his principles. He refused to accept anything less than freedom and equality for all South Africans. In his prison cell, he began secret negotiations with the South African government. It was a dangerous gamble, but Mandela was no stranger to risks. He knew that the path to freedom was not easy, but he was willing to walk it, no matter the cost. His letters from prison, smuggled out and shared with the world, became a beacon of hope and resistance. They were a testament to his unyielding spirit, his unwavering commitment to his cause. These 27 years, they were not lost years. They were years of growth, years of struggle, years of resilience. In the face of such adversity, Mandela's spirit remained unbroken. Through the trials and tribulations, through the pain and suffering, Mandela emerged stronger, more determined. He became more than just a man. He became a symbol, an icon of freedom, resilience, and courage. In the face of adversity, Mandela's spirit remained unbroken. Upon his release in 1990, Nelson Mandela faced a country teetering on the brink of civil war. The air was thick with tension, filled with the collective breath of millions, waiting to see what would unfold. Yet, amidst this instability, Mandela remained a beacon of hope, a symbol of reconciliation and unity, ready to shepherd South Africa into a new era. Mandela's path to presidency was far from straightforward. He had to navigate the treacherous waters of political negotiations, with the primary goal of averting a potential civil war. He played a crucial role in these talks, advocating for peace and democracy, ensuring that every voice in South Africa, regardless of race or creed, would be heard. During this time, Mandela also spearheaded the dismantling of apartheid. He tirelessly worked towards creating a country where equality was not just a dream, but a reality. His efforts led to the abolition of apartheid laws, and for the first time in the nation's history, all South Africans, black and white, were granted the right to vote. In the year 1994, the world watched as South Africa held its first truly democratic election. It was a monumental event, marking the end of an era of oppression and the beginning of a new chapter of freedom and equality. The election was a resounding success, and Nelson Mandela, the man who had spent 27 years in prison fighting for this very moment, was elected as South Africa's first black president. His election was not just a victory for him or for the African National Congress. It was a victory for every South African who had suffered under apartheid, for every person who had dared to dream of a better, more equal future. Mandela, once a prisoner, now stood as the leader of a free South Africa. His journey from prisoner to president was not just inspirational but a testament to his unyielding spirit, his boundless courage, and his unwavering belief in the power of justice and equality. As president, Nelson Mandela sought to heal a divided nation, and he did so with grace, determination, and a profound understanding of the challenges that lay ahead. Mandela's presidency, which began in 1994, was marked by a profound commitment to national reconciliation. He understood that South Africa's future depended on bridging the chasms of race, culture, and economic disparity that had been widened by decades of apartheid. In a bid to unite the nation, Mandela established the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, a unique body that provided a platform for victims and perpetrators of apartheid-era crimes to share their stories, seek forgiveness, and promote healing. But Mandela's presidency was not just about healing past wounds, it was also about building a future of opportunity and equality for all South Africans. To address economic inequality, Mandela embarked on ambitious economic reforms. His government implemented policies aimed at redistributing wealth, promoting economic growth, and improving living standards for the majority of South Africans who had been marginalized under apartheid. One of Mandela's most significant economic policies was the Reconstruction and Development Program, which sought to alleviate poverty and stimulate economic growth by investing in social services like housing, education, and healthcare. This program was a tangible manifestation of Mandela's belief in social justice and his commitment to improving the lives of ordinary South Africans. Mandela's presidency also saw significant strides in foreign policy. He positioned South Africa as a key player on the global stage, advocating for human rights, peace, and justice. Mandela's moral authority and diplomatic skills enabled him to mediate conflicts, champion causes, and influence global decision-making. Despite the enormous challenges and complexities of leading a nation in transition, Mandela's presidency was marked by humility, integrity, and an unwavering commitment to the ideals of justice and equality. He was not just a president, he was a beacon of hope, a symbol of resilience, and an embodiment of the power of forgiveness and reconciliation. Mandela's presidency was a testament to his unwavering commitment to justice and equality. His leadership continues to inspire and guide us as we strive to build societies that are fair, inclusive, and just. Nelson Mandela passed away on December 5, 2013, leaving behind a powerful legacy. As the news of Mandela's passing spread across the globe, a wave of sorrow washed over nations. In the hearts of millions, regardless of race, religion, or nationality, a shared grief was felt, a testament to the profound impact of this one man's journey. The world had lost a beacon of hope, a symbol of resilience, a leader who had not just led a nation, but had touched and inspired humanity. Tributes poured in from every corner of the earth. World leaders, celebrities, and ordinary citizens alike expressed their sorrow and admiration for Mandela. They didn't just mourn the loss of a great leader, they celebrated a life lived with purpose, a life dedicated to the fight for freedom, equality, and justice. The global impact of Mandela's death was immense. It was a poignant reminder of the power of one individual to effect change, to stand against oppression, to inspire courage in the face of adversity. It was a reminder of the principles Mandela stood for, principles that continue to guide and inspire us today. His passing also marked the end of an era, but not the end of his legacy. For Mandela's spirit lives on, not just in the hearts of South Africans, but in the hearts of people around the world. His life story, his struggle for freedom, his unwavering belief in the power of unity and reconciliation, these are the threads that weave the tapestry of his enduring legacy. And what a legacy it is. A legacy of resilience in the face of oppression. A legacy of forgiveness in the face of injustice. A legacy of hope in the face of despair. A legacy that transcends borders, that transcends time. In his death, as in his life, Nelson Mandela remains a beacon of hope and resilience. His life serves as a guiding light, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. His story is a reminder that even in the darkest times there is always a light that can guide us. A light that can inspire us to be better, to do better. For in the end, Mandela's greatest gift to us was not just his leadership but his example. Mandela once said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." These words, so simple yet so profound, encapsulate the essence of the man himself. A beacon of hope in the face of adversity, a symbol of resilience against all odds. Nelson Mandela's life was a testament to the power of the human spirit. His unwavering commitment to justice, his tireless fight for equality, and his unyielding belief in the potential of humanity have left an indelible mark on the world. His legacy continues to inspire millions, challenging us all to strive for a world that is more just, more equitable, and more compassionate. The lessons from Mandela's life journey are not just historical footnotes. They are living, breathing examples of courage, perseverance, and the unshakable belief in the power of change. As we remember Nelson Mandela, we're reminded that while the man is gone, His spirit of resistance, resilience, and reconciliation lives on.
PhD